Hi Danish learner, welcome back to my channel, Danish Matters. I'm Tina Baga, your Danish friend and tutor. Today we're talking about the word kaffe. Yes. Before we get started, I would also like to share with you once again that if you would like to support this channel, you can do that by the link in the comments that is called Buy Me a Coffee. So you can support with whatever you like, and it would be greatly appreciated because that means that I can keep on creating videos and keep on creating things for Danish learners because I am doing this on my own time and dime. So I would be very thankful. Also, if you would like a Danish course with me, then write to tina@danishmatters.dk. Now, kaffe is, first off, not a Danish word. It's not, coffee is not an English word either. I think it's Arabic, actually. Not quite sure. Correct me if I'm wrong if you speak Arabic. But we are drinking a whole lot of coffee in this country. So this is both a language and a cultural video that I'm making today because coffee is a huge part of Danish culture. I myself don't drink coffee, but most people I know do. When I'm out with people, maybe at a gathering at a restaurant, so when people have ordered dinner for a lot of people having a gathering together, coffee will be served after their dinner, and that is it. And I would normally have to pull the sleeve of the waiter saying, "Will you be a tea? Can I have some tea, please?" And then I would get a teapot of my own placed next to me so that everyone can see that I'm not drinking coffee. It doesn't matter, and often people also might have tea at the gathering that everyone can take, but it has happened more than once that I had to do that because I don't drink coffee. I have never really liked it. Maybe I'm not a proper Dane, who knows? I have heard from students that I've been teaching that there was a man telling me, and I don't remember where he came from. I think it was Iraq, but I'm not sure. So if you are Iraqi, then correct me if I'm wrong. He said that in his country, Iraq, people would mostly drink coffee at funerals. So when he came here, he was a little surprised that everyone was drinking coffee all the time because he connected that to funerals. But I don't know. I've also heard that in Brazil, you would ask your guests if they would want coffee. And because coffee is expensive, they would be obliged to say no the first time you ask. But if you ask the second time, it means that you mean it. You actually have coffee, and they can have coffee if they want to. And then they can say yes. Maybe they're not asked the second time. Yeah, coffee is expensive. Am I wrong? Are you Brazilian? Am I correct here? Write it in the comments. I would very much like to know if I'm right or wrong. But at least in Denmark, we drink a lot of coffee. There is even a website called Dansk Her og Nu. It's been a while since I've used it, but it's a beginner's webpage with lessons 1, 2, 3, and so on, divided into chapters. And each chapter has different elements. It could be pronunciation, it could be, no, not pronunciation, I think, but the numbers and some dialogues you can listen to and so on. At least I think it still works like that. And at least when I looked at it some years ago when I last was using it, I mostly teach people who are not beginners, but I also teach beginners. For each of these lessons, there was also a text about something that was related to that specific lesson. And there was one text about coffee, which surprised even me. Okay, so apparently foreigners are going to read about coffee. So it is a big thing in Denmark, and lots of Danes drink coffee in the morning to wake up. So that is one thing, and a lot of Danes have coffee in the afternoon as well, I guess to get another kick so that they can last the rest of the day. Some Danes have coffee in the evening. Lots of Danes, I think, don't, because they say they can't sleep. Yeah, because the caffeine in it will prevent them from doing that. So a lot of people, they have their own sort of individual limit, a time during the day where they know I can't drink coffee after 3 o'clock, after 5 o'clock, whatever, because then I won't be able to sleep. Yeah. So our life is very much situated around this coffee, about this kaffe. And of course, there are lots of compound words with this. Kaffe cup, kaffe slabberas. That is actually a word that means hygge in a way. Like, you're not really talking about serious stuff, you're just having coffee together. And we would definitely use this drinking coffee among each other. We would say, skal vi mødes til en kop kaffe? Would you like to meet up for a cup of coffee? That means actually that it doesn't have to be a cup of coffee. It's just something that we say. It could be a Coke or a cocoa or tea or nothing at all. Maybe just a piece of cake. I mean, it could be in a cafe or otherwise. Often it would be in a cafe or home. Yeah. Danes invite people home. Yeah. That's another cultural thing that we do. We invite people to our homes. I know that in especially Southern Europe, you go out. I remember when I was an au pair in Brussels, and the mother of my host family was saying that her husband's cousin, male cousin, was going to visit. And I was like, oh, I'm going to look forward to meeting him. And she said, no, he's not coming home. My husband is taking him out, of course. Oh, okay. I was a little surprised because it was even family. I mean, we go out with business acquaintances if we go out at all. Yeah, often we would have our meetings at our workplace. Yeah, but we could go out for business. But to me, if it's someone that you are close to, or if it's someone if it's someone that you are related to, you would invite them home, not out. You might invite them out at certain occasions, but you would definitely also have them invited to your home. So that is a cultural difference here. So we could definitely say, kommer du hjem til en kop kaffe? And whatever that kaffe then means, yeah, it could be tea or whatever, as I just said. I could also say, jeg giver en kop kaffe. That could be home. It could also be in a cafe. I can give, yeah, I'm paying for a cup of coffee. Or I could say to someone, hvis du giver en kop kaffe, så vil jeg gerne fortælle dig om blah, blah, blah. If you buy me a coffee, I would definitely tell you about whatever it is that you would like me to share with you or teach you about or whatever. Yeah. So we could say that. And then we have an expression. When you have gotten coffee from someone, when someone has paid for your coffee, you could definitely say, tak for kaffe, like you would thank them for anything else, a dinner or whatever. Yeah, tak for kaffe. But if you say it in a more harsh way, tak for kaffe, that has nothing to do with coffee. It means that you are surprised and probably a little bit negatively surprised. We could also say, hold da op. Hold da op is H-O-L-D, hold, silent D, yeah. Then a new word, da, and then a new word, up. Remember, up in Danish is spelled with an O, yeah. Hold da op. Hold da op. That's also, we're very surprised. It could be positive and negative. I believe that tak for kaffe would be mostly negative, yeah. Something that you hear, something that you experience, something that you learn about, and you're very surprised, like it's very wild, you could say, like a little too much, yeah? You could say, oh, you could say, tak for kaffe. That's a lot, yeah? And speaking of coffee, just like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, if you would like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee. and I would be positively thanking you for it. Use the link down below for Buy Me a Coffee, and remember, if you would like a Danish course with me, then write to tina@danishmatters.dk. And I just got left to say, happy Danish learning!